Last we left off, our adventurers had cleared out the bandit camp, and in the process learned that the group called themselves the Queen's Waif, and that they seemed to be part of a larger organization in Steeplight. The group also managed to find Peslin, a tall, lanky man who had a knack for painting and remembering odd pieces of information, like the exact time it takes to walk from point A to point B. After much deliberation on whether they should follow the bandit leaders that had escaped, they opted to head back to town and not get involved in something that might be a little more than they can chew off. The group asked Peslin about one of his paintings, which depicted two angry four-armed gorillas attacking what were presumably other bandits. Peslin remembered where this happened and told the group he could take them to the location. It wasn't long before the adventurers came to a fork in the road where they found two very mangled corpses of bandits. Investigating the tree line, the group spotted one of the angry gorillons, but they did not manage to see the other that was sneaking up above them in the canopy. After a vicious fight that looked to be fatal a number of times, the group finally dispatched the two gorillons and loaded them up on their cart and returned back to Nighthallow. Unfortunately, Maxwell the bandit was killed in the fight with the gorillons. Upon returning to Nighthallow, the group dropped off their trophies at the Society of the Obsidian Hunt, picked up their reward, then made their way to the Nighthallow garrison and delivered any evidence and many ears to Captain Skern Terheld, who seemed quite pleased and very much surprised by the group's actions. He provided them with a handsome reward, but soon his mood turned sour and cynical as he remembered it was Saturday and that another frozen corpse would probably be found tomorrow, as the strange murders in Nighthallow had not stopped. With the reward in hand and much information gathered, you guys did a little bit of shopping. You guys find yourselves in the town of Nighthallow on a Saturday afternoon. This is where we begin today's session. What would you like to do?
Oh, we got some music going on.
Do we want to go to the ceremony thing?
I imagine if we're looking to close out the quests that were available, then we would need some more information there, yeah.
That's tomorrow, though, isn't it?
I think the ceremony was on Saturday, which is today, but tomorrow's when the dead body usually showed up. Unless I have my days wrong.
Or we could go and then keep watch tonight. Could sleep all tomorrow. I mean, does it matter?
I think it'd be worthwhile to go to that ceremony and see if we can glean any evidence, clues. And what time of the day is it now, and what time would that start?
It's about 4:30. The ceremonies are usually on a Sunday.
When today's Saturday?
Correct.
And the bodies appear on Sunday morning before the ceremony?
Correct.
I guess we could talk about keeping an eye out around the town.
Captain, have the bodies all been found in relatively the same area, or are they all scattered around the outside of the city with no discernible pattern?
Usually to the east, northeast, sort of that area.
And the gate is there's one to the north, one to the south, and one west.
Yeah, there's a northwest and southeast.
Okay. So if we're looking out, we'd probably want to be somewhere close to the northern gate. He said northeast. I don't know, is it outside of the city?
I think he said they're right
Yes.
outside.
Like,
Yeah, usually within a patrol's distance.
well, did you guys want to try to scout out the area?
I mean,
We have a map of what it would look like, what we could see around the north side of town.
are there trees like a distance from the outside of town? I mean, I assume the perimeter of the town
Sporadically.
is like cleared, but
Yeah.
I know Nighthallow kind of brushes up against the Rekendorn Range. Are the bodies typically found north of the Nahujan Pass?
No, they're usually within like a couple miles of town. Patrols usually go anywhere from about 2 to 5 miles outside of town.
I'm just trying to understand the scale on the North Ankyra map, whether Nighthallow's like pushed up against the mountains, the bodies are found more towards the base of the mountains, or how kind of if the town's not as close to the mountains as it might look on the map.
It's more so in the valley.
Okay,
It's probably about 15 plus miles to the base of the mountains.
gotcha.
I mean, if there's multiple miles where this could happen, I don't know the odds of us scouting out the proper area where we might see something.
we could talk to the people who, or their families, I mean.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
We have the listed names that the captain gave us, so we could just kind of inquire and we could keep watch at night just if we want to plan on sleeping during the day tomorrow. Wait for a body to be discovered at the worst case and, day sleep.
Yeah, he'd be able to give you a list of names. They're just commoners throughout town and ways to find their family.
Are you good if we talk to these people, Arvin?
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to talk to them?
Yeah, wouldn't bother me. Captain, how many bodies have turned up dead so far from members of Nighthallow?
Four so far. So
And
expecting the 5th tomorrow.
they're living family members of those 4 people?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean, maybe of like 3 of the people. I think one was kind of a hermit.
Sure. Would you be able to point us in the direction of some of those houses?
Oh yeah. And he grabs a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Like, they're in the southeastern. They're in the north. Yeah, I mean, here's the names and the locations.
All right, let's head to the closest one. said somewhere in the north side of town?
Yeah. So you guys are just trying to obtain some information from various family members?
Yeah, like, did anything happen beforehand, or...
When was the last time that they were seen?
Okay. So those are the kind of questions you want to ask. Do you want to make a persuasion check at first?
Yes.
See if they even want to talk to you.
Of course they do.
What does that turn into, a 19 or whatever?
A 10 plus 9, yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so the first family you talk to, they just seem like generic commoners. You learn that this individual was a cobbler. Make a... Make an investigation check, whoever wants to lead that part.
Was that Tyrexian or Panoply?
I'll make an investigation check.
I'm going to watch the people from back in the corner and do insight checks if they arise.
Okay. So, Arvin is the first family to open up a little bit. You can see that they're still mourning the loss and kind of weirded out by a group of individuals coming to them and asking them questions about their deceased family member. But you feel like you ask a decent amount of questions. You learn that the individual had been frequenting the Nighthallow Amphitheater, but not during the Sunday ceremonies that seem to be mostly for differing religious groups. One of the largest ones on Sunday is the Kaja Conclave, the mostly Dragonborn and Kobold society, and they worship some crazy idea of a dragon that created Aether Mode or something like that. But it seems that their family members would go there at night and almost like sneak off.
At night on Sunday or during the week?
During the week or just like random days. It seems that it had nothing to do with the ceremony or like any of the sanctioned religious ceremonies.
So it was the Nighthallow itself that was like that?
Well, that's where they would go.
So something's going on at the place where the ceremony's going at different times of the night or day throughout the week. At least that's what we're finding out from the first family.
Is this something they just recently started doing within the last few weeks?
Yeah, they tell you that prior to them going missing and being found dead, that it was about 2 weeks of this like scooting off at night in secret and going to the Nighthallow.
Is Nighthallow the name of the place where the ceremony takes place?
So the
Or
town
amphitheater?
the town Nighthallow is named after this sacred ground called the Nighthallow Amphitheater.
Gotcha. All right, group. I think with this information, maybe we should do some investigating of the actual amphitheater.
This was one of the first victims?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if the other families would be able to tell us a whole lot. but using the information we have from this person, they could be valuable to find out what happened at the actual amphitheater, or if there's someone in charge.
It might be worth asking at least one other family to see if uh, the deceased also was frequenting the amphitheater at odd times. Maybe there's more going on here that we know, but it might be nice to establish some sort of pattern if we can.
Can we ask the family if the cobbler was going with anybody else or meeting anybody in particular?
They answer that not that they know of.
Okay. You guys think of any other questions you want to ask these people?
Were the victims both men and women?
Yes.
Well, if we have nothing further from this, maybe we can check the family to the south.
Do you want to just check 2 families and then go investigate the Nighthallow itself?
Let's start with the second one and then choose from there.
Okay. Make another persuasion check to see if they'll talk to you.
Alrighty. Silver tongue it up, baby.
All right. And then does Turksian want to do the investigation again?
Please. Womp womp.
Womp womp.
So they're really open to talking to you, but Turksian seems to not really ask any, not really angle his questions in a different way. You basically learn the same thing, except that because they're much more willing to talk to you than the previous family, you do learn that it seemed like they would, the victims would talk to themselves. Or like, it seemed like they were talking to somebody, but there'd be nobody in the room.
We're doing this before heading out or sneaking out.
Yeah. Almost kind of like a deranged person.
But they were also sneaking out to the Nighthallow, presumably.
Yeah, they basically give you the same story, but the caveat of they notice that their family member was talking to themselves a lot. They say no, just like anytime we would get close to them, they would notice us and act like nothing weird was happening.
Okay. Well, there's one other family. If you guys want to hit them up just to be safe, we can.
Let's do that. I mean, it could
You never
be.
know.
It could be like an invisible person.
We could triangulate the information we learned from 3 different families. Yeah. Any other important information from the second family? Like the first was a cobbler, a guy, second, just another random victim.
Just a random victim. This one would be like a female, just a commoner, like a seamstress or something like that.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's head to the third family and try one more time.
Okay, roll persuasion.
Whoops. Not perception.
Okay, and Turksian, roll up another investigation. There you go. So this family, just another, they look like commoners. This person would have been somebody who helped work in the mines with the dwarves. Not an actual miner, but just somebody who like would cart stuff from the mine to the miners' exchange for, small amounts of money. They're because of Arvin's persuasion roll, they're also pretty willing to talk to you and provide information. Third time's a charm for Turxian, as he sort of angles the questions or listens to your guys' questions and the answers received and pries for a little bit more information. You learn that exactly the same thing that everybody else has said. They go out at night. It's random. It's been about 2 weeks before they were missing that this started. You learn that they talk to themselves, but they say that it sounded like they were talking in hushed whispers and almost having a conversation or an argument at times. And one of the little kids says that Daddy was talking to an invisible man.
Panoply nods.
And, let's see. That's basically it. Unless you can think of any other questions that you have.
I guess when the victims were talking, were they looking in specific directions as if they were talking to someone, or were they just waving their head around like crazy peoples?
They would look in a general direction, but like move their head around in that general direction, but not like waving their head around like a crazy person.
Okay.
Turxian would have asked the kid if their father had mentioned a name when he was talking to this invisible person.
Kid thinks real hard. And he says, I think I remember a name. It was, and he's like really thinking. I think it was Seafok. It sounded like that.
Does that name mean anything to me?
No, it just sounds like a name.
Okay.
The kid does say, Daddy said something about like about offerings at the amphitheater, but then he talked about the lake.
Is there a lake here?
Well, like a little. We go fishing in random little ponds. But he said something about a lake.
Could we take this information group and head back to Captain Terheld, ask about the geography surrounding the area and specific names of people who work at the amphitheater, maybe?
And if he knows anybody that goes by that name, Sethic or Sethok or something similar.
Yeah, I was thinking if he provided names of people who work there, maybe one of them would sound familiar. Unless anybody else has any questions for the last family. All right, let's trudge back to Captain Deerheld one more time before we head to the amphitheater, if that's all right.
Okay, that would have taken you about an hour to do all that questioning.
All right.
All right, so you return to Captain Deerheld.
Yes, and I suppose the first question would be asking about any particular or specific names of people who work that we would be able to talk to.
Kind of looks at you weird. I mean,
Oh boy.
there's the keeper, but nobody really talks to him. I think his name is Titus. I don't know, he's just an old, mysterious hermit that sort of helps facilitate and keep the amphitheater clean. We just kind of leave him to himself.
See the person who runs some of the ceremonies down there?
He doesn't really run them. Like, that's more just... You know, the Nighthallow Amphitheater is sort of a pilgrimage area where random religious groups come, and we let them do their own ceremonies as long as there's no, like, you know, sacrificing of children or anything crazy like that. Oh, God, we had to deal with that once. Yeah, we just let them, you know, do whatever they want.
All right. And I suppose a second question we would have would be regarding the geography surrounding the area. We talked with the families, and one of them mentioned a lake. Do we have one of those nearby?
Yeah, I mean, there's various small bodies of water around town. I mean, to the northeast. Yeah, there's like one or two up that direction. You know, a little closer to the mountain itself. The ravine, the pass doesn't necessarily have any too many bodies of water in it. But you know, the closer you get to the mountains, you got creek runoffs into little lakes, good fishing areas.
Okay. So one or two main lakes to the northeast of town?
Yeah, I mean, they're not big. They're just, you know, little fishing holes.
I have a question. Do you guys ever shut the gates like at night and like nobody goes in or out generally except the patrols?
No, we don't usually shut the gates. Not in times of peace and tranquility. I mean, you know, murders aren't exactly peaceful, but no, you shut the gates, and the people, the townsfolk, they get a little antsy, and they start thinking that they're oppressed, and they talk about their freedoms and liberties. It's a whole mess. You don't want to go down that road.
Oh, no. Definitely would not. Any other questions for the captain here?
I mean, why'd you want to know about the keeper and amphitheater? I mean, I'm not joking. He's just weird, strange, reclusive.
Just following up on information that we found from the families. Just going to continue our investigation now and wanted to know a good contact point in the amphitheater.
Oh, good. You know, keep on with that investigatory stuff.
And pat
Investigation
on the shoulder.
stuff.
Does the name Sethic or sound familiar to you, or names similar?
Sapphic. Scratches his head. I mean, surely they're not talking about Cephalic Caltro.
Who's
He
that?
died like a year ago.
I look at Kym.
And what was of importance with this man?
Well, he just... I mean, he was popular in town.
Did I have any mysterious conditions, or was it just a normal thing?
I mean, he was an adventurer. He came back and just from one adventure, and I don't know, something went wrong. His group didn't come back, and he was found dead. Woke up dead.
Wow, that sounds like a terrible tragedy.
Yeah, I mean, we buried him, and I mean, there's a cemetery just a little bit south of the Nighthallow Amphitheater, far enough away from the mine so the dwarves don't complain. It's like, God, it's like everything you do in this town, you do one good thing here and it pisses off another group over here.
Politics, am I right?
Ugh, I'm not brave enough for that crap.
Well, folks, do we want to head to the amphitheater and see what we can find? Unless, Kaim, you seem like you might be into a little bit of grave digging. All right. Let's head toward the amphitheater.
Alrighty.
Are we still lugging Simon around, by the way?
I think so.
Life is pain.
Did we return the draft horses to Seamus?
Oh, I just assumed we did that. I didn't even check. Did we deduct that money from our party money?
Alright, I'll just deduct it right now.
Oh, heck yeah, I'd listen to a concert out here. So, is there a building close by, or is it just this outdoor area?
It is just this outdoor area.
All right. Well, do we see anybody around? Do we see Titus?
Make a perception check.
Who's perceptive? Panoply? There you go. I'm roll for it.
Believe it or not, I rolled the same thing, so we could take that.
Nice.
What did you... Oh, was it Panoply?
Yeah, I clicked the wrong thing and it went to Discord instead.
From what you see, no. Panoply, you do notice, like, way off in the distance, there's a little tiny hut, and there's a little bit of smoke coming from the hut.
Let's go check that hut out. I think, Panoply, are you muted?
Oh no, she's making sounds. I can see her light up. Nope, no luck.
Can't hear you.
Now can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, I just pressed the button accidentally.
That happens.
We should just go knock. Otherwise, we're creepy and weird. I mean, more creepy and weird.
Got it. Kaim will walk up to the hut and knock.
Takes a moment, you hear some shuffling on the inside, you hear the caw of a raven and a rather old and mysterious man in all sorts of robes, garments, opens up the door ever so slightly and peeks through. Just a giant waft of smoke comes pouring out of the house, a mixture of a cooking fire and other medicinal remedies.
Titus, you mind sharing a hit of whatever you got going on in here?
Who are you and what do you want?
Oh, hi. I'm Arvin. Nice to meet you. We're doing a little bit of investigating and wondering if you could answer some questions.
His eyes dart between the four of you. Why are you investigating?
Well, we heard there was some odd goings on around town for the last few weeks. Have you heard about any of that?
Define odd. I have dragonborn and kobolds coming to this sacred place every Sunday and doing God knows what.
Well,
People died. People murdered.
Is that really odd?
the fashion of their murder seems to be odd. The manner of their bodies when they show up. And the random location of it.
Huh. I guess I don't get out much.
Well, does the name Cephalic Caltro mean anything to you?
Dead.
Was that? Did you have a bird in here?
Maybe. I'm allowed to keep birds.
Oh no, I thought it was kind of cool.
I buried Cephalic a year ago. It's kind of what I do.
Anything abnormal about that burial, or was it just another one in the cemetery?
I mean, nobody thought Cephalic would die, and he just kind of dropped dead. Well, he didn't drop dead, he woke up dead.
Could you show us the grave, maybe?
If I do, will you go away?
There's a good
I mean,
chance
from
we
you.
will head out, yes.
Fine.
Thanks, Titus.
I don't like you. You're too happy. Okay. Make a perception check. He's pretty quick and he doesn't give much space. You do see what you presume to be a bunch of birds in there, and he has one on his shoulder. But otherwise, it's just really thick with different kinds of smoke. He hurries you along and takes you to a cemetery after locking like 6 different locks on his little tiny hermit shack. And when he takes you to the cemetery, he shows you the grave of Cephalic Caltro, and you get the gist that he was about 30 years old when he died. It mentions that he is a mariner and not from around here.
Any disturbances along the ground of the gravestone?
Do you want to investigate?
Ayrton would love to, I'm sure.
Sure.
Not completely sure. Turksine's not really, hasn't really been digging a lot in his past.
No archaeological discoveries.
Are there any like signs of like if I look around the area, like are there tracks leading in and out or anything like that?
Or like moved dirt.
Or grass like on the edges, like the outskirts that's been flattened at all?
Okay. You could either make a survival or nature check for that, or investigation, whatever you prefer.
We are surviving, sir. We're surviving.
Very nice.
Oh, and wobble.
I mean, there's no tracks out of the ordinary in the cemetery. However, the grass around this particular headstone is like blackened at the tips. And when you look at it closer, it's like the top half of the grass suffered from permafrost and is dead. And then as it's grown out, it's been replaced by, new, fresh grass.
Pied, is she the one who buries all the bodies here? Like, you said this was your job?
Well, I mean, there's a couple other people that bury bodies, but, I tend to bury the ones that, have a procession over here.
Interesting.
Commoners, they tend to bury their own.
Have you noticed a lot of people coming to this particular grave recently?
He looks at Turksian, but not at his face, almost over his shoulder. Like he's, I don't know, looking at your aura or something like that. And he's deep in contemplation. Now that you say, there's been a couple people that I've sort of had to shoo them off of the cemetery and the Nighthallow lately because they come really late at night, and I don't know, I think that people might be trying to deface, sacred grounds or something like that. So when it's that late at night, I kind of kick them out of the area.
Have you seen the same face more than once?
Yeah, but it's only fleeting. And about 2 weeks, and then I don't see them anymore.
You're not sure of the specific individuals who are here?
I don't know many people's names.
If if you described them to a painter, would we be able to paint their face?
Tall, long-legged. I don't know.
It's a description. Can you tell if they were man, woman, old, young?
I mean, they're different people. Like, aren't these the people that have died?
Man, woman, man, man.
Man, woman, camera, TV.
There's a fair amount of foliage around here. It's kept decently well. Maybe not that well. Possibly.
Is it getting dark?
All of this investigation, it's about 6:15 at night.
Alright, we can probably send Titus on his way unless anybody else has any other questions to ask.
Can I see our bird sometime?
Sure. Only if you bring tea.
Do you have a favorite kind?
Black.
Okay. Works for me.
Does he notice Gilfy? Does he care about Gilfy?
You can make an insight check. I mean, get the idea that he looked at Gilfy and then nothing more than that.
Oh, at this point, the last two things that we really have to investigate or scout would be this gravesite area where people have been around, or the lake to the northeast. It seems like a lake could be a huge area to scout out, though, whereas this would be fairly simple to keep an eye on.
What time of night do you have to chase the people off?
Oh, way past my bedtime. I'd say like 1, maybe 2, 3. Between 1 and 3.
And it's the graveyard they're coming to, not the Nighthallow?
No, I mean, it's like once to the graveyard, and I have to shoo them away. They just like stand there. And then, like 2 weeks, they come to the Nighthallow, and I don't know what they're doing. I just think they're causing trouble, so I kick them out.
Okay, maybe you guys came to this conclusion earlier and I just completely missed it, but I just realized when he said man, man, woman, man, is it the people who died who came here
Yeah,
before?
yeah.
Alright, sorry, I'm a little slow. How far away would it be?
Which direction's the lake, Titus?
Well, like,
Like, if you point in a direction, like, that's how, if we ask how to get to the lake, where would you point?
I mean, there's a couple fishing lakes. Like, there's some near the mountains, then there's some straight north, and then to the mountains. And he like points northeast questioningly. What does the lake have to do with people coming and causing mischief in the Nighthallow?
We heard one of the people say something that they were talking about a lake. And that's just where I'm going to look. And I go over and I am kind of checking in an arc, let's say. Might take a little time just to see if I can discern any kind of trail leading in that rough direction. I know I'm going to have to be spending more time with his uncertainty.
Like out of here?
Yes, like between here and a potential lake.
Okay. Make another survival check.
While she's doing that, what in particular would we be looking for if we went there?
You find a couple secret trails that lead out of the amphitheater that essentially goes out of town. The amphitheater is sort of on a elevated rocky outcrop it's technically in the town, but there's no wall that surrounds it because the idea is that it would be too difficult for people to make it up the rocky precipice. But you do find like maybe 2 different little secret trails, not easy by any means to navigate, but they would be ways in and out of this area.
While she's doing that, can I just kneel down and cast ritually cast detect magic near the grave?
Yeah.
Great.
That takes, what, 10 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. So she's off doing that. He is casting Detect Magic. Kaiman Arvin, do you have anything else you want to do? So otherwise, Titus is going to leave.
No, nothing for Titus.
Okay. Turxian, after casting Detect Magic, there is an aura of necromancy around this grave.
Sorry, I'm gonna sidle up to Kyle and be like, do you think this is like that other stuff that happened? Oh, he's done. And I shut up because I see Turxian wants to say something.
Hey guys, I'm getting like some necromancy magic coming off around this grave.
That sounds terrifying.
I mean, I think we should just see who comes here because I think that's probably part of the problem.
Yeah, I mean, is it coming from like the permafrost on the grass, or it just the headstone, or does it seem like it's coming from underground?
It's an aura that sort of sits on the grave itself. It does permeate from the permafrost on the grass and the soil around. It doesn't necessarily seem that it's like coming from below or from the headstone or anything, just sort of an aura that sits on this grave.
But what is your
Yeah.
guys' general perception of what's going on?
I don't know anything about the cold stuff. But it's really fishy that some weird stuff happened with dead people where Kaim and I were too. I don't think it's related necessarily, but if there's necromancy, then somebody's doing something.
So there's the possibility that the body of Cephik Caltro is being brought to life.
I don't know. I don't know anything about necromantic magic.
Yeah, neither do I. This is
But
all out of my realm.
But I mean, we have to watch. Like, we have to find some kind of common thing, and like this is a common thing, or Nighthallow is a common thing. So it's like if we watch there, we're going to see something tonight. I don't know if we could prevent anything, but
Okay, can we scout around and find out if there's good vantage points? Is there somewhere where we can hide our loud members of our group?
Yeah, you can look around. I mean, there's trees, there's bushes. This area kind of has a bunch of rocky outcroppings at the Nighthallow Amphitheater itself. The cemetery is more flat.
Okay, then do we want to go eat some food and chill at the inn for a little bit and discuss what we're gonna do? Do we want to just camp out here?
camp. I think I should sleep a couple hours, and you guys should all keep watch, and then you wake me up at like, I don't know, midnight, and I'll stay awake the rest of the night.
All right, we can do that. Work on some music. All right, can we find some places that have good line of sight, maybe aren't too terribly close and hidden from the main trails?
Yeah, you can do that. All of you want to roll a stealth check?
Hey, you're more stealthy than I am.
Jesus, Kyle!
You guys sort of look around for some stealthy spots. Panoply finds like a nice dark area and can go invisible. And Panoply, you like look out at the rest of them and you're like, this is not going to work.
Go back there 100 feet. Back farther.
Just in the middle of the trail with a bonfire.
Kick that out. What are you guys doing? Go back
Yeah,
there.
Actually, like, you guys light a bonfire, and probably like 30, 45 minutes later, some Nighthallow guards come by and, like, you can't camp here. You have to go sleep in an inn.
We're
Oh.
investigating.
Make a persuasion check.
I got this, boys.
I still want Kime to roll one. Okay. They look at you all. All right, well, we're going to go back and talk to the captain and tell him about 4 interesting looking individuals. I only see 3. 3, I swear I heard a 4th voice. 3 weird looking individuals that are out at the cemetery investigating something. And if he says that you're not allowed to be here, we're coming back and kicking you out. Will do, pal.
Did we?
I poke Kyle in the butt with an arrow.
What was that, Tirksian?
We had an idea about how far the lake was. I can't remember.
5 miles.
Well, I'm not entirely
Well,
sure.
Yeah, about 3 to 5 miles.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure how long it would take an owl to fly that distance. But once we've settled in, I'll probably just tell Arvin and Kime to shake me if something happens I need to be here for, and I will just look through Gilfie's eyes as she starts flying towards the lake to scope out and see if she sees anything over there.
17.6 minutes. For 4 miles.
Good to know.
One direction?
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not very hard for them to go that far.
But y'all just keep an eye through her eyes and just have her circle the lake, seeing if we see anything. And I'm completely blind and deaf to whatever's going on here at our camp in the middle of the road.
Okay, make a perception check with Gilfie. Gylfie doesn't necessarily see anything yet, but you notice that there is ice starting to form on the lake. And it is summertime.
Everything's normal.
So it's because I'm trying to figure out. I know as an action I can see through Gylfie's eyes. I don't see a range published on that. I know I cannot communicate with Gylfie at this distance. Can I go in and out from this distance or no?
Oh, you mean like connect and disconnect?
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that.
Actually, I'm blind and deaf, but I can still talk. So, looks like the lake is starting to freeze over.
Stuff's about to go down.
Keep your eyes open here.
Shut up, you guys.
I probably said that really loud because I'm deaf right now, like shouting it.
Yeah, Turksine sounds funny right now. Like his pitch is totally off.
Panoply is like moving. She's at least 60 feet away from them now because they're loud and talk loud and they squeak.
So are you guys staying here for like 5-6 hours?
Yeah, we have bedrolls and blankies, right?
Would it be wise to split up?
3 miles split?
Yeah, that doesn't seem wise. Never mind.
Okay, well, let me know if you guys are staying here, doing anything in between, or leaving.
I still think this is the place to be. Question mark.
There's always next week, you hear a voice from the darkness.
Okay. So, you guys sleep off and on, short rest, in between, eat some food. Another patrol comes by, and they're like, alright, well, still really shouldn't have a fire in the cemetery. It's a little disrespectful, but we did talk to Captain Terheld, and he said that you're investigating the Ice Cube people, and that, all is well. So he said, don't get too involved in the investigatory stuff because you guys seem like professionals, and we should leave it to the professionals. So, all right. Well, I mean, we do like patrol through the town. I haven't met you before. It must have been a different patrol that you saw before. But we patrol the town. It's like what we do. Oh, well, the Ice Cube people. Every Sunday at the lake. I'm sure we'll find another Ice Cube tomorrow. I mean, you'll have to define weird. We have Dragonborn and Kobolds and religious ceremonies and... Oh, like Sunday noon on the dot, and I don't know, it's a little strange. I mean, there's robots walking through town that come from, like, the nation of Prospero or something. There's that law mage. Kind of a dick.
Panoply moves 90 feet away from them.
I mean, there's the Volok state. I swear to God, I've seen one of them turn into a different person right before my eyes. But no, nothing weird going on in town.
Everything's normal.
Yep. Oh, yeah. A fountain of knowledge.
Would any of you have shaken me when the guards came back? Or am I still out watching through Gilfie's eyes?
I have steadily moved away from the group entirely because it's just too much talking.
So what's up with that guy? Is he, like, special?
Just taking a nap.
I mean, that's a pretty strange posture to take a nap in.
Alright, I'll elbow him. Xian, introduce yourself.
Oh, what? Oh, we talked to them before, right?
That's a really strange nap.
This is a different group of guards.
Oh. Do we need to leave?
No, just, don't burn the cemetery down and have fun with your investigatory work. I'm leaving.
Thanks for your help. Xian, I don't know if you had any questions you needed to ask them.
I don't think so.
Alright, sorry. You were weirding him out, so I thought I was going to wake you up from your trance.
Oh. Okay.
Turksine, throughout the hours, the lake slowly, the ice slowly creeps deeper and deeper into the lake, slowly frosting over the entire lake, and you see the grass around the lake freezing over, and this just, like, cold blue mist comes in over the lake. The rest of you, as it gets closer to about 1 in the morning, Kaim, Turksian, and Arvin are a ways off, far enough away to not be a distraction to this grave. Panoply is in the darkness on a perch, just watching intently. As you see an individual approach the grave of Cephik Caltro. And Panoply, you're pretty darn sure you know who this is.
Who is it?
You'll find out after our break.
Oh my god!
Cliffhanger!
Alright, let's come back in about 8 minutes.
I got a guess. Keep it to myself.
Is it old smoky
You can send
tea?
it to me. panoply, about 1 o'clock in the morning, you see an individual, a well-armed individual, little bit on the heftier side while still being in shape. You instantly recognize him. It is Captain Stump Gettleby. And he is very timidly walking up to the grave of Cephik Caltro.
What is my party doing if I look in that direction?
Not much.
Just 1 a.m. Aren't we sleeping?
One of you is awake. Turxian looks like he is meditating or something. And either Kaim or Arvin is asleep.
I could be awake. Writing down on my sheet music.
I am going to... Firing an arrow makes quite a noise, right? Like a distinct noise.
I mean, yeah, you'd hear the twang and the thunk.
How far away is that usually audible?
— 100 yards.
Sure. Well, probably not that far. I don't know, like 100 feet maybe?
Am I 100 feet from Stump Gettleby?
Yeah.
I'm going to fire an arrow near my party, near enough that they'll notice. I'm not trying to hit them, but just get their attention without shouting.
Okay. Make a dexterity roll. Arvin, an arrow whizzes by your head and lands some 10 feet away from you.
Jerk my head up, reach over, shake Kaim awake, put my hand over his mouth.
Turxian's still there just meditating, or whatever the heck he's doing.
Same thing after waking Kaim up. Quietly move over to Tirxian, hand over mouth, quietly shake.
Turxian, before you shake out of your view of what Gylfie sees, you see a person walking up to the lake, and this robed creature with this bright blue light coming out of the lake, and the person just stands there in a trance, and this giant blue flash goes off. And that's what you see before you're awoken, or before you're knocked out of your trance-like state.
Kaim will look around, and does he notice the captain?
Yep.
Kaim, what do we do?
Holy shit, this guy was missing.
I found him.
We're too late.
Huh?
It already happened.
What happened?
Something came out of the lake and there was a flash. I don't think we stopped it.
What does that mean?
I think someone just got killed by the lake again. I think we're in the wrong spot.
Well, I don't know if we're in the wrong spot if we've got a suspicious individual coming up here.
Since Kaim knows this person, he's going to walk up to him.
Ah.
As Kaim does that, I'm pulling, like drawing the bow. I'm not firing, I'm just seeing what's going to happen.
Okay. As you start approaching, he is looking very timid, and he is by the grave of Sephik Caltro, looking around the area, and then as you walk up, he sort of turns to you, and you can tell that his hand is on his sword hilt, and that the sword comes maybe like an inch out of its scabbard, and then as he sees you, this really peculiar look on his face of confusion and recognition, and the sword goes completely back in its scabbard and he lets go of it.
And I have that same look of confusion and recognition, and say, what are you doing here?
Kaim? I could ask you the same question.
To be honest, I don't even know how we got here.
Voices. I had another dream. Told me to come here. Just like the dream I had. It's like the dream I had back. So similar.
And I'm gonna hold him, not hold him, but gesture to hold on. And I'm gonna say, wait 1 second. My friends are here. They're friendly. I'm gonna call them over, okay?
It's just like Casoria all over again.
I think it is, yeah. And kind of motion Turxian and Arvin to come, and not to panoply.
I'll walk on up.
We're here trying to investigate a couple of murders that happened over the last several weeks. And you're at the spot of where we think things are happening. So can you tell us more about these voices that you've been hearing?
It's like something in my sleep just telling me to come here, and then I had a vision, and I just knew I had to come here, but closer I got them, just that chill down my spine, and
What was in the vision that you saw?
saw I saw this gravestone, but I saw a man, but his eyes were blue, and he carried a sword, and I think there was a lake and mist and just some sort of talk about destiny, and I'm not really sure.
Is this what happened in Casoria?
Yeah, I mean, not to me at first, but then later, and then after these strange individuals appeared, They talked to me, and that's when I left. I freaked out. I went to a healer, and he cast something on me, and it cleared my mind, and I realized that I was in trouble, and I had to leave. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave you like that.
No, I think after from what we saw, we get it. And
I mean, what became of Chrysler and Serban?
I'm sorry, but they're dead.
He just has this look of sorrow on his face. It's like something's pressing down on my mind and forcing me to see things and come here, and just these voices in my head.
I remember we were doing that one job that you had us go out for, and we found Serpent and Chrysler, and their bodies, they were cold. They looked like they were drained. And then things just turned upside down. We were like, I don't know, I've never seen anything like it before.
I mean, the visions are similar, but yet they're different. In Casoria, it was he was on a horse, and I mean, he didn't have a head. But here, it was just some individual with blue eyes, just this cold stare. But the concept is the same.
I think we should have gone to the lake and investigated. But I guess we wouldn't have seen you here if we did.
I just today that these voices. I mean, I've been here only a couple days. It took a ship, and I mean, I ran. I mean, and I come here, and the same damn thing's happening.
Do you know why it's telling you to come here? This spot here.
I don't know. It's just the vision. This is the grave that I saw in my vision.
Well, let's find out. And Kaim will stick his sword into the ground and start digging on the grave.
Okay.
You gonna help me, Captain?
Looks. Yeah, I mean. Yeah. So, what happened to strange, quiet one, Panoply?
Kaim will look over into the darkness. He has no idea where she is. And he'll do like a little head motion, like, come here.
She does not.
I don't know where she is right now.
Yeah. She was an interesting one.
Can I hear what they're saying at all?
Yeah, you have high enough perception.
Can I insight check? Like, is this really the captain? This seems like so fantastical that this guy is here.
Yeah. Seems to be him.
As I'm digging through with my hands, is there anything I notice?
Yeah, you notice nothing.
Well, shit.
There is there's nothing.
No body?
Nope.
Um,
There is a casket in the ground, but the lid is gone or broken.
And nothing inside.
Nope.
If I go back and look through Gilfie's eyes again, what do I see by the lake?
You see a human encased in ice.
Great.
You can make a perception check for Gilfie. On the far side of the lake, there is a different figure. It's hard to make out in the thick fog, but it has piercing blue eyes.
Great.
Is Turksy just like standing there and meditating?
Yeah, he almost sways a little like a drunk.
Kaim will look at him and kind of walk over and shake him. Are you seeing anything?
Yeah, it's another body up by the lake. There's
Shit,
a
we're too late.
figure on the other side. All I could see were these blue eyes.
It's
Sound a lot
still
like
there?
what still there.
Kaim will look to Arvin and Turksy and do you think we should just go and see?
what do you guys think that if we provide this information to Captain Terheld, that would be what he needs? The quest that we were given was to just solve the mystery.
DM, it came out of the lake, right? You said?
The initial thing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but so the figure I saw is not the same thing that came out of the lake?
The thing that came out of the lake did not have eyes. It just had, like, a hood, and where the hood was this glowing blue light that emanated from it very brightly, but there were no eyes, whereas now all you can see on the other side of the lake are two glowing blue eyes. The thing that came out of the lake was, like, robed and in drabs and chains and things like that.
Okay. Well, I don't think we've done enough to get get the reward. It might be worth going there. I know we're too late now, but maybe we can find tracks or anything that might help us hunt down whatever's operating over there.
Are you guys like with is Stump Ghetto be with them? Like, are they a group of four now?
He's sticking more by the grave.
I'm gonna circle around and I'm gonna say that cannot be that guy. Like, how could a guy get here like that? Kaim just hears like this whispering from the darkness.
I don't know. But in the back of Kaim's mind, he's thinking, how did we end up here? He'll walk over to the captain. you okay? Are you is the voices still with you right now?
No, there's something wrong. I mean, there's no voices right now, but just this is all just wrong. It just cold chill down my spine, and this like urge to just understand this more, but I don't want to.
And we're gonna get to the bottom of this.
I think I need to find another healer.
Maybe, but you should stay in contact with us. Honestly, I'm kind of happy I've finally see somebody I recognize in this strange land.
I mean, how the hell did you get here? I took a ship. I just like fast track out of. I just want to get away.
The the nearby town here, Nighthallow, it's a pretty good place. I think you'd be safe there as long as you stay in town.
Yeah, I heard they've, got jobs. I think tomorrow I'm gonna go kill some rats in a basement or something.
Yeah.
He's like, I need to get out of here. I need a drink. I need a lot of drinks. Yeah, I'll be in town, maybe.
Do you know how to get there? Do you want to go back with us?
Yeah, it's just down this path. Yeah, this place is weird. Casoria was weird. There's no normal place in this world. He just, like, grumpily stomps off.
Hold on. So, you ever gonna pay us for that job back in Casoria?
Yeah, I left you the money.
What money?
In my house, I left a note and the money.
No, you didn't.
Make a deception check. Yeah, Kaim, you suck at lying.
You hear a
Just
snort
like-
in the darkness.
Your dad was just like you. Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Your grandfather was a better person. Yeah, what's in the name? I'm getting a drink. He's holding his head, like rubbing his forehead, scratching it, muttering to himself.
I will use my feature to just ritually cast Detect Magic instantaneously.
There's something on him. Like a similar aura to what you noticed on the grave. That it's not quite the same, though. Like, it is necromancy, but it's not... doesn't come across the same. It's like... and it's sort of on him.
Okay. I mean, there's something there, kind of like what we see on the grave, but not exactly. It's hard to explain.
Panoply kind of appears beside. Let's go to the lake. I've been right there. But he might be one of the next ones, you know? If this is lasting for a few weeks. If they were weird for a few weeks before. What is he doing here? I'm just so confused about that. Let's go. Pack up. Turxian, you want to poke him?
Yeah.
Do you need to be carried or anything? Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Is Gilfie still watching?
Yeah. I mean, I can check in on her every now and then.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead of you guys just a little bit. You guys can tell direction, right? Arvin?
Yeah, we can find our way there.
Okay.
You're heading to the lake?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So it's about 5 miles. I can't remember how long it takes you to go distance.
5,280 feet per mile. Honestly, like, it's probably going to take us, I mean, depending on the terrain, like a good hour to get there.
And your walking speed equals feet? Or
We
calculation
dash
work?
action 60 every 6 seconds.
Alright, yeah, it probably takes you a little more than an hour. Unless you guys are running a lot, but that would be quite difficult.
No. The hour seems good.
Okay, takes you all about more like an hour and 15 minutes. Alright, you all loaded?
Mine's black.
It's icy. Looks cold. Brr.
I don't see Arvin's token either.
Refreshing.
Missing out then.
Loaded. Alright, I'm in.
Before you is a mostly frozen over lake. The foliage around you is frostbitten. The ground is hard and crunchy from frost and ice. There is a fog that is pretty thick.
Erixian, do you know what side of the lake you saw stuff happening on?
That is a good question. DM, do we know where I saw the figure with piercing blue eyes?
Across the way. I don't know if you can see my ping, but it would be
I
up here.
can, yeah. Turksy will point over there. Yeah, he was right over there.
Is that Ice Cube Man?
You panoply definitely see Ice Cube Man. Actually, most of you see him. It is a solid frozen cube.
Is this ice on the lake like breaky party like it looks?
Yep.
Kind of. Okay, not like Stian on it.
Yeah, Turksian, by the time the murder, or whatever you want to call it, happened, the lake was mostly completely frozen over. Now the lake looks like it's starting to break up a little.
Is there a shallow area like to the, I don't know, southwest there?
They say it's a smaller lake. It's like a fishing hole, basically, so I don't think it would take too long to walk around.
Yeah, there's a path to the north, probably. Or, yeah, a way around.
Like, around the west side.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go take a look. Can we walk around?
So you'd like double back around.
Yeah.
I'm off the map.
Do I see if I go to the edge like a? Do I see anything over there?
Roll perception.
Do you see any blue glowing lights?
Yeah, there is a glow underneath the water.
Oh.
So you all are moving off in a westerly direction, going around some of the ice, getting up to the north. You see that there is a path that comes from the north. You do notice that the light starts moving in the water.
Towards us?
To more like up over here. And eventually, what Turxian described comes out of the water.
The hell is that?
Does it see us?
Is it covered in seaweed?
It is covered in ice and water and dark black robes, and where its face would be and its hands is this glowing bright blue light. Actually,
Ooh.
Everything is fine.
How far does the light shed? Is it like a candle kind of light? Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna run past Kym and be like, don't get in the water.
Whoa. Whoa! I'm hypnotized.
I don't want that.
That's so cool.
Please getting away from the light.
It walks up the path and then looks directly at Kym and Turxian in this horrific, shrill, high whining pitch rings out through your ears.
Shoot it.
And I would like all of you to roll for initiative.
Fire! The hell did you guys roll?
Alright, Arvin, you're up. You hear this noise too. You see the light.
Am I outside of the light?
Just barely.
Okay. Well, let's start off with a bardic inspiration, which is not here.
There we go. That's better.
We're gonna use that on Panoply, and I want to put a little bit of distance.
So bonus action Bardic Inspiration on Panoply.
Yeah. Moved a little bit to the west here, and I don't know what to do. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire. Right there. Boom.
It's like a fucking lake disco.
Add to the lights. And my turn is over.
He is now fairy fired.
Right.
Yeah, the bright blue light starts to turn purple.
A little purple now. So you guys have any attack roll has advantage.
Turxian, your turn.
FYI.
Turxian is going to cast Tasha's Mind Whip at it.
Kill it with fire. Ooh, did you hit it?
It failed.
Sweet. And he's gonna move. That will end Turxian's turn.
Gilfie's turn.
Okay, Gilfie's going to dive bomb it and use the help action for Kime and then fly the fuck away.
Gilfie has a thing about being in light.
Alright, the Cold Light Walker just stands there, looks at Kime, and this burst of cold energy comes out of its facial area straight toward Kime.
Did you equip your winter coat?
This is scary.
Hey!
However, it gets to do it twice.
No! Is it because it has two eyeballs?
There we go. It once upon a time might have had two eyeballs.
Ah.
And then that's all it can do, right? From
Correct.
your spell?
It gets a movement, an action, or a bonus, but one of the three.
Okay, cool. Panoply, your turn.
His turn.
Panoply. Like, what is the radius on that light? Like,
40. You
40?
are just barely outside of it.
retreat. Okay. Panoply moves farther back. Ooh, kind of makes you. That's awesome. And is going to Hunter's Market. This is definitely a bad thing.
A bad thing for who?
Us.
Oh. What? The light or it? Or everything?
It's bad. It's just bad.
Everything's bad.
It's bad.
Can you light your arrows on fire?
That would defeat the purpose, man. Oh, everything has advantage. Shit, I forgot that. It went well anyway. Whew. So that, and then dread ambushers. No, I hit it again. Second strike.
Yeah, second one has Dread Ambusher.
Oh.
Large numbers.
Does that one? That one does an extra D8 damage too.
Correct. But you just click the Dread Ambusher dice and it should pop up. Or you can do it like that. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Yep. Click damage there.
Okay.
Lots of damage.
Does it look like it hurts?
He's fine.
It's a shadowy cold thingy. You're not sure yet.
I'm moving a little farther back at the end of my turn. Cause
Alright.
You're so far
Yeah.
away.
It's gonna come towards us, guys, and I don't want to be in the light.
Kime's turn. Okay. Yes, thanks to Fairy Fire. Big numbers.
Yeah. Hit it. Echo.
Arvin, your turn.
My turn. Good. Oh. She just disappeared. All right. We're going to use Dissonant Whispers.
It succeeds.
It succeeds. And another Bardic Inspiration on Tyrxine as a bonus action. And I am done with my turn.
Alright, Turksine, your turn.
Okay. Turxian is going to launch a firebolt at it.
Yeah! Hello with fire!
Fire seems to work against it.
Sweet. Then he'll back up another 30 feet, and that will end Turxian's turn.
Alright, Gilfie.
Gilfie's gonna stay where she is since she sees the fairy fire and doesn't feel the need to dive bomb.
Okay. This creature seemingly ignores your echo and just walks straight through it.
That's creepy.
Oh boy.
You will get an opportunity attack. Yes.
Oh boy. Wow, you hit with
You
a
just-
5?
Barely hit it.
Guy's like frozen and not Dexy at all.
Alright, with a bonus action, a burst of bright light envelops Kime.
Oh. Don't crit him! Don't do it!
Did it ask you for a con save?
I have my hand in front of me.
Alright, Kime, you are blinded until the start of this creature's next turn. Then it makes 2 cold ray attacks against you with advantage since you are blinded.
Ow!
That's a terrible miss and a terrible miss.
Wow! Oh,
Oh, your
That's
AC is 19!
holy crap, dude.
Panoply, your turn.
God, I can't believe. I know this is weird, but I'm still moving back further because I'm terrified of the light. I'm like 20, what am I, 30 feet off them. I don't care. And then I'm gonna shoot it. It's attacking Kime. We're trying.
I only wanted to crit him.
That was its only purpose.
It died. It died? Is it really dead?
Did it fall over? Did it explode? Was it like T1? Did it crack apart like in the Terminator?
It shatters. The robes are still there, but what seemed like this incorporeal nature possibly to it suddenly hardens on that last arrow and then shatters on the inside of these robes. And there's just this pile of ice at the bottom of these robes. There are 2 boots, chains, and robes that like fall on the pile of shattered ice.
Whoa.
And with that, I think that's where we're going to end today's session.
Nice shot, Panoply.
Panoply's just like, God, stop stumbling around! Is it dead?
I'll walk over and poke at it with the sword.
He's poking the wrong spot.
So if time was blinded until the creature's next turn, but the creature never gets a next turn.
He's blinded forever.
Oh my god.
No.
No, you're good. Just six seconds of blindness.
Got a bandana around his head for the entirety of the adventure.
Kaim hears this shatter, but he can't see, and then 6 seconds later his vision returns.
Ah.
Oh, neat trick.
Just like ice shards?
Yeah.
Oh, so what other attacks
Freezing
did that
cold.
thing have? Or did light do damage or something?
It can